greatest human being to ever live put it best. Jesus. You cannot put new wine in old skin. And this is why most of you idiots out there didn't get it. Didn't understand why Trump won and why he was going to win. And I don't want to hear about how Hillary got the popular vote and blah, blah, blah. Which argues to why the statisticians were correct. Okay? Which I kept telling these people. But let's stay with what I'm talking about. Number one, the mass media, the liberal people, the people who just sold their $1 million house and live in a $500,000 house and have $500,000 sitting in their mutual funds, you don't get it. And you're lucky you don't get it. Okay? You don't get it. So you think that Trump is about xenophobia, racism, and that we're all racist and people can't be that racist, so eventually they'll vote for Hillary. The right-wingers thought, well, people are so lazy and shiftless and they don't want to work and they want their check, so they're going to vote for Hillary. That's what the left was thinking. That's what the right was thinking. And I know this is a very big generalization. But let me tell you what was happening. Now, both sides, at least the uninformed in both sides, will use these terms. Communism, fascist. None of those work. To quote Marshall McLuhan, he said, I don't know who discovered water, but it certainly wasn't a fish. Think about that. Why wouldn't a fish discover the water? Because he's in it. He's swimming in it. It would be impossible for him to understand this is what he's in. So it's impossible for us to understand what's going on in the world. It's not about socialism. It's not about capitalism. It's not about that. Things are going so fast, I don't think anybody can keep up with it. Because if you really want to understand, our government is our corporations. The corporations are the government. The corporations are the government, and the government is something else. Things have changed. Things are changing. The whole world is changing so fast that we don't understand it. Now, why did Trump win? He won because simply the Democratic Party failed, the Republican Party failed, and he presented a new alternative. Simple as that. The Republicans, yak, 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 we need free market, cut taxes, get to work, you lazy people. That did not work. All these rich people, as soon as they got that money, they did not invest it in the community. They put it in the bank. They put it in the stock market, if you will. I'm sorry, not the bank. They put it in the stock market. Where the Federal Reserve just kept buying the stocks. And the big shots kept buying the stock, and it's going up. And it's going to go down, people. It's going to go down a lot. You just wait and see, because it's all phony as hell. It's phony as hell. And then after it goes down, it's going to go back out, because we're going to straighten it out and start running the world right. But right now, it's phony as hell. They failed. Liberalism failed. Liberalism, when FDR was elected, he was no different than Stalin or Hitler or anybody else, any of these big government people. He rebuilt roads. He gave people jobs. He taught people school. He hired doctors. He trained doctors. They actually went out and went to work. Because the free market failed. Because things failed. People don't want to freely go out there and provide health care for other people. They don't want to do that. They need somebody to provide for that. Somebody who's smarter than the rest of us need to say, well, these people need to go. They need a doctor. You know, I'm reminded. I mean, I have to wait till my teeth nearly fell out to be a dentist. I don't even know what's good for myself. You know, I should have listened, but I didn't. And that's what's going on. Trump understood these people. Trump spoke to these people. He said it's these trade deals, which it is. The trade deals do not benefit the Mexican people. They do not benefit the American people. They do not benefit the Chinese people. They benefit corporations. Now, he didn't say that because he didn't want to be labeled a socialist. He was smart enough to use the language to get himself elected, which was was quasi-racist. No doubt about it. It was racist. But he wasn't being racist. He was trying to communicate to people to win the votes. He understands how to speak to people. Because I have tried to speak to people in intellectual terms and explain them to them, and it totally gets lost. Because people are idiots. That's why he spoke to them like he was an idiot, because they were idiots that voted for him, dummy. He's smart. He's smarter than all the rest of us on this. That's why he's changing. So whatever he's going to do, he's got all these things that he says he's going to do. And I would just look those as suggestions. We have no idea what's coming. I know one thing, that the American citizen is buried in debt. The world citizen is buried in debt. Or they have, so we're buried in debt. Other people, like my little girlfriend in the Philippines, has nothing. Doesn't have water in her home half the time. Doesn't have electricity. Lives in a city. It needs to be rebuilt. There's a lot of work needs to be done. And they need to have an opportunity. All those people over there in the Middle East, they need an opportunity. As Vladimir Putin said, we need to have a Marshall Plan for Arabs. That's what he said. They need to rebuild the world and promote peace. So I'm telling you that what happened was akin to what happened to Winston Churchill losing the election. It's lost. World War III is over. And we're going to rebuild. And that's what's going to happen with or without Trump. We don't have to go along with it. You know, Japan set out, it was his own culture until what? Till some big shot came in there and opened it up. We can be an isolationist country, but I don't think we are. I don't think that's going to happen. So we're going to have to join it. We're going to have to help these Europeans with their debts. A whole bunch of debt's going to have to be written off. And we're going to have to start to rebuild the world. Our country needs to be rebuilt. And Trump realized that. And he had the language to explain that. And hopefully he understands what needs to be done. If he doesn't, we're going to be left behind. Simple as that. All right, I tried to explain this. I don't know what sense this made. I'm going on for over 7 minutes. I'm just saying, Trump is not stupid. He got stupid people to vote for him. That's why he spoke in the terms. If you think he's stupid, you're stupid. Okay? Number 2, he understands the problem. There's too much debt, not enough real investment, and he's going to do it. He's a builder, and he's going to be successful. And it won't take that long for it to be successful. If he's successful, if he does what he's doing in 2 years, if we'll know whether he was successful or not, because he will add stuff. He's going to have to work with Democrats and Republicans. This Democratic-Republican stuff is over. We need a new world, and there is a new world. As I said, the water's changing. The fish don't see it. Okay? Simple as that. Out!